I'm like, well, I think my animal's dying. And they're like, oh, that sucks.
That happens.
Go to an emergency room and pay 3 times the
Go to a
price.
pet store.
Yeah. Just get another one. There's plenty of them.
All right, are we ready?
I think
Let's.
we're
Oh, let
good
me
to
just do
go.
that just to be fucking sure. Go to a pet store. Here we go. Oh, yes. Crank that up.
Biggest problem.
I love your.
Universe.
Oh, welcome to the biggest problem in the universe, the only show that ranks every problem in the universe from noodle appropriation to communist aspirations. I'm your host, Dick Masterson. Joining me as always is Vito Giswaldi. What's up, Vito? How you doing?
Nice to be here.
There you go. I think that was almost flawless.
That's pretty good.
Now I've lowered it down so we can banter over it.
Slowly drop the levels.
Did you do any far parking today?
I parked a little bit away.
How far?
I looked at your driveway and I said, I could probably squeeze in there, but let's just far park it. Let's just far park it.
Thank you for doing that. Today has been rough enough already.
Yeah, I don't want you to have to try and get your... So today have been your doggy problems?
If they don't tell you how much fucking the maintenance of dogs cost.
Yeah.
You just figure, it's $2,000 and then whatever.
Yeah,
but it's
occasionally I got to pay $50 for something.
It doesn't cost that much to keep me alive.
No, it really doesn't.
I had COVID. I took an online test and that was it.
Yeah, 5 years or probably longer. I'm like,
And you're perfectly healthy.
I'm the healthiest guy you'll ever meet.
All right, here we go. You want to see who won last week? Thank you for joining us.
Baby.
Biggestproblem.show, patreon.com/biggestproblem. Here we go from last week. Let's see who won. Payment processors.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised by that.
You're surprised I won?
No, I won with payment processors.
Well, I'm not surprised. I think that was an easy W.
You see, you know what? You didn't do a very good job arguing it.
What, I'm
I
supposed
gotta
to come
say.
down on it?
Yeah, because like this guy said, without payment processing, how could I get any money from anybody?
Yeah.
Like it's also a good thing because how else could you buy stuff online?
It's but the problem is it's a complicated problem.
Yeah.
I think it's just easy to go, the banks, the payment processors.
I thought you were going to say something else. Culinary.
Certain groups, certain, no.
Culinary gatekeepers.
Culinary gatekeepers is no good. It got a lot of votes, though. You didn't have the vote total, no.
No.
It was up there.
Yeah. I don't bring in vote totals because I like everyone to think imagine a lot of votes.
Yeah. Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen to this show, exactly.
81 million votes. Wow, I can't believe that. They must be faking it, they would say.
There's
so many. I know that not that many people are into these guys. Obviously, look at them. They must be faking it. There's no way 81 million people voted for them. Whatever it was, right?
Wow.
Millionaire Socialists came in then after that.
Yeah.
And then Goth Erasure, which is a shame because it was a funny problem.
It's a great problem.
But it went didn't have the votes.
I'm okay with having those problems that, you know what? I think they're going to stick with people because you can continue voting.
Oh.
I think across time, people are going to have it stuck in their head. They're going to go, you know what? Goth Erasure is a problem.
So when Bitcoin takes over and there's no more financial sector, traditional financial sector, payment process is going to be voted down.
It's no longer the biggest problem.
But the big titty goth girlfriend is only going to be more mythical.
What else are you spending your Bitcoins on, Dick? Come on.
Good point.
That's all you want.
I got some comments here. Do you have any comments?
No, should I bring in? I should bring in comments, huh?
I mean, you kind of answered that quickly, which makes me think you considered putting in the work of doing comments and then decided not to.
I didn't know that. You seem to curate them,
Uh-huh.
You probably curate them in your favor.
I don't.
No, you don't? You go both ways?
No, I learned from all Maddox's mistakes.
Yeah, to not just edit out the parts where you sound like an idiot.
Yeah. And to not make you look too bad.
Yeah, you want to be, as I like to say, to be fair. You got to be fair.
I got something for you.
I suck, Hawks. Yeah, I do.
How's that? You said it. Somebody found you saying it cleanly.
That is not me saying it.
To be fair, listen. Instead of saying to be fair,
I suck, Hawks.
Perfect. I suck, Hawks.
That's perfect. You can play that in a court of law. And
I suck, Hawks.
Who's talking right now? Who's the recording?
Dick is so proud of this job.
I suck, Hawks.
Oh my God. You're going to get a better one at some point.
Of what?
of me saying a certain phrase.
Okay, dear diary, what the fuck you guys expect me to live according to the same values that I think should be forced on everyone else? Millionaire socialists, yeah, good point. Ryan Dunn, Hassan also makes a lot of his money from watching other people's YouTube videos on stream.
He does, yeah.
And then commenting on them.
It's that's a weird grift, is just sitting there watching someone else's content.
Yeah.
Well, you have 2 million people watching.
Yeah.
And you're like, well...
And you're complaining about Jeff Bezos making money off your work while you're watching other people's work and they're not making money off of it.
And it's not like you're
What the hell is that?
Hassan's getting what, like probably thousands of dollars an hour? He's not passing that on to anybody whose videos are making up the bulk of his content.
You think he, like... divvies it out?
Maybe uses communist share his wealth, perhaps.
I got one blowjob from AOC after that stream, so I'm going to go and give everybody who videos we watched a tenth of a blowjob. You think that's how he should do it?
I think that the workers of the world unite, YouTubers of the world unite, and demand Hassan stop watching your content without kicking a few ducats in the bucket, man.
Half a blowjob over here. Come on. You got your dick sucked today, son.
Yeah, that is. I don't like that. I don't like that. I think that is a little...
I saw him tweet. This guy over here is tweeting that I'm bullshit, but Jeff Bezos makes all this. Like, well, you're using his thing.
Yeah, you're doing the same thing he does. It doesn't make it okay.
Tom Bumley. Somebody should let the culinary appropriation maniac know that a lot of Asian food originated in Europe to begin with. Even shit we think of as ultra-Asian, like salmon sushi. Do we think of salmon sushi? I mean, yeah, I guess so. Originated in Scandinavia. It's largely made with imported Norwegian salmon in Japan.
Yeah, and salmon's like the most popular sushis, except for like the California roll or what. I mean, all the most.
Is that popular in Japan? The California roll?
No, I don't. But they like tuna. I think tuna is the big thing for Japan.
Yeah. Devin McPhee, Goth Erasure is the funniest problem yet so
Thank
far.
you.
Oh, R.O. Well, I'm not done yet.
Uh-oh.
Don't. Sometimes, you don't know if you should feel good about that compliment.
Jump the gun.
ROFLMAO. Now, how do you feel about that compliment?
He's one of these guys, still acronyming out the whole thing.
Did you happen to see the new pride flag that dropped?
No.
The Raptor, the Ford Raptor.
The what?
The gay Ford Raptor. You didn't see this?
No.
Well, you brought in too many pride flags, and here's the gayest pride. Here's the worst pride flag of them all. Look at this.
Okay. Oh God.
What do you think, Vito? Too many pride flags there?
I think you're on the wrong image right now.
There we go. Don't mind that, everyone. That's just something I looked at. People doing kids doing Roman salutes in black and white. It's a little bit of my Thursday reading. Ford created a very gay Ranger Raptor in response to an online trial. Oh, okay. Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. What is in response to what? Your car is gay? And then they made a gay car? Like,
nobody.
What is this story?
Who's called a car? Who's called a Ford gay?
I don't know, man. I don't know how this came about.
It's a little Mexican dude rolling down the street with all his lawn, with all of his fucking leaf blowers in the back. Gay? No. They added gold to it.
Yeah, I was going to say, the gold is not part of the rainbow.
Liberace pride up here.
Oh, no.
And then they add the front has just pride stuff, right?
Yeah.
But then on the doors, they added the trans stuff. And on the back, on the back, they added black and brown.
They got to get every fucking color. Here's the question. If you drive the gay car, are you allowed to burn out on the rainbow crosswalks?
Yeah, because the tires,
they leave
they have so much jizz on. They just leave white
streaks,
jizz-looking streaks.
Oh, my God. Well, thank you, Ford, for, too much pride. Vote it up. It's getting out of hand.
I really forgot how much fun this show is because when I saw that, my first instinct was to get angry, but then I just thought, too many pride flags. Vote it up. Too much pride flags. Vote it up.
It is really fun on Twitter.
Vote that shit up.
Don't think that we don't see you on Twitter when you're like, hey, here is... Like, I keep getting people like, I got a blue alert yesterday. You know? And it's fun. We retweet as much of that as we can. You can follow us on Twitter, the BPITU.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Are we ready for some problems?
I think so, Mr. Winner.
Thank you.
Why don't you take us in?
Why don't you win one? There's a lot of pressure to go first.
Because you keep bringing these easy wins, I think.
Okay. Well,
I dig a little deeper.
Okay. How's this for an easy win?
All right.
Hospital price transparency non-compliance.
Yeah, that sounds like a win. It sounds like something people could get upset about.
Look, Medicare, medicine is health is a big topic.
Yeah.
And I want it to make sure this is the problem that we're voting on because this is the worst one. Okay. This is the worst part of it that makes all the rest of it fucked.
Yeah.
All right? And I'm going to explain why. Hospital price, transparency, non-compliance. All right? 80 million Americans with medical debt. I don't know. That's a lot, right?
Yeah.
You say, wow, a lot. I think you would have heard of that before, right?
Yeah.
If you get cancer, you're going bankrupt. It's the number one cause of bankruptcy.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. So if you have cancer, just spend all your money.
Do they have cancer insurance? Can you get? They should. I mean, you have medical insurance.
Does Marlboro offer? If you get enough points, they'll pay for it.
Enough Marlboro points, you can get a free chemotherapy session.
Okay, this is how hospitals figure out how much they charge you for something.
Yeah.
You come in, you do the thing, and then they see what insurance you have, and then say, "Oh, okay, that was $80,000," or "Oh, okay, that thing was $8,000."
Right.
And then they charge
after you've gotten the treatment.
After you've gotten it, like nothing else.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work that way anywhere else.
You don't get a cheeseburger at a restaurant, and then after they serve it to you, they go,
"How fat are you?" Oh, yeah, that'll be $50. Yeah.
I got to measure your BMI.
Throw you on some fries with that? Yeah. You look very down bad for these fries, buddy. So Trump said, you guys have to say how much this shit costs. You can't just say, like, if people are going to compete, like you got your gas app, right?
Yeah.
You put in, I need to stop for gas on the way home, and it goes, blop, and it says, like, oh, this gas is, this is for California. It says, $4 a gallon over here, $3 a gallon over here. Everywhere else in the country is probably $1.80 over here, right?
I think that's
$2.20. That's how it works. Like, oh, absolutely, I'm going to go over there. Yeah. They said you have to display files on your website containing gross charges, payer-specific negotiated charges, discounted cash prices, and de-identified minimum and maximum negotiated charges. So everything you guys are charging for everything, and you have to display at least 300 shoppable services that someone coming to the hospital can schedule in advance. So if you say, I'm going to get a colonoscopy, they have to have on there, this is how much a fucking finger up your ass costs at this hospital versus others. We don't stick our finger up your ass in any more specific, more comfortable. We don't have the doctor with the most thinnest fingers, right? It's not, it's $10 for a colonoscopy.
Vibrating finger, it's better than any other. You're
going to be seeing Dr. Gorilla Fingers over there. He's the only one that does it, and you will knock $10 off it. No, just put up the prices. How many hospitals do you think complied with that?
0. 1, 2?
5.5. 5.5. They were supposed to do it this year because Trump said, dude, you can't have anything if people can't see how much anything costs until after they've done it, you fucking idiots.
And there's what, tens of thousands of hospitals in America?
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands?
80 million people in medical debt. The one thing they had to do. You guys got to put your prices up on a digital form so we can make an app so you can go, okay, I got to go and I think I'm having a heart attack. Where can I go if I think I'm having a heart attack? Oh, wow. Oh, no. Oh, over there. Okay. Right. Up in the area where no one has insurance. I'm going to go over there. Up where there's no Medicaid because you guys are getting raped.
See, that is the worst part of healthcare is that you're like, I might be, you don't know if you're sick. And you don't want to
you're probably not.
Yeah, and you don't want to go in and have them go, you're not sick, give us $10,000 for making sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
80% of the hospitals said they didn't publish any rates at all.
Right.
They didn't do anything. Because the fine was miraculous. It was luckily for them $300 a day if they didn't do it.
$300 a day total?
It should have been, if you don't do this, we are going to put you on a rocket into space. We're going to put you in an X-ray machine and leave it on. We're going to strap you there and just leave it on until your head explodes. Like, you know, $300 a day.
That's like a joke law. That's like a fun joke.
That's like less than I pay in health insurance.
Right.
That's a joke. Right.
It's why even write a law at that point?
Why is the worst thing affecting so many people a less penalty than less than a speeding ticket?
Yeah.
Less than a speeding ticket.
No, it's like it could just be $1 at that point. That means nothing. To a hospital who probably makes how much a day? I mean,
don't know.
Even a small hospital,
millions.
Thousands.
How much does a C-section cost? Here's an example. At one hospital, $6 grand. Another one, $60,000.
I don't like this. Yeah.
You don't like this problem? This is a very specific problem.
It is. And you have there's no
transparency, pricing, non-compliance. Because Trump said, you guys got to put prices up.
Yeah.
Said, well, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when this comes. Let's see who's in charge when this is necessary.
A lot of it is also that they're just like, well, the insurance companies are picking up the bill so we can charge anything.
Yeah. That's how it started. Insurance companies said, well, we're gonna pay for only 80% of that. And they said, okay, well, we're charging now
$100,000.
Yeah, we're gonna crank up the price. I'm like, oh, okay.
You know what they say is one of the best things to do if you visit a hospital? They're going to
kill yourself.
Well, yeah, kill yourself.
Take a hostage.
A little bit of money.
Bring in a kid and say,
they do that.
Tell me how much this costs, or I will shoot this. If you fuck me, I'm going to shoot this kid.
There's some movie where like the guy takes a bunch of hostages just to get his kid on the organ donation list. That's how healthcare should work.
I'm surprised that doesn't happen more.
Did you ever see the guy who runs GoFundMe and they're like, wow, you must be so happy about the success of your site. And he's like, I run a popularity contest to keep people alive. He's like, this is the most depressing thing in the world. And it's like, are you popular enough to afford medical bills? Like, this is the only purpose my site.
He gets to see all the no's.
Yeah. He's like, I wanted to fund like fun projects and like creative shit. I have literally just become a popularity contest to keep people alive
and celebrities to launch their pet projects,
right?
They want more money and a negotiating leverage versus studios. Like, well, studio only give me 10%, so I'm taking it to you, the people.
The whole experience.
I'll put your name in the creds.
Yeah, that's the worst. I was gonna say a legitimate piece of advice: if you go to the hospital, they're gonna hand you a bill, and it's not gonna be itemized. It's going to be like, you owe us $50,000 a lot of the time, or like you tell them, go, I want an itemized bill. And like apparently 95% of the time they'll go, oh, we actually found out your bill's like half the price.
And I don't want any,
because you actually went and priced it out instead of just making up a number.
Yeah. If only they had some kind of directive from the president that said you guys have to put some kind of like computer readable thing together so this stops happening.
Well, why is it so toothless? Why is it only $300? Who wrote this bill?
I don't know, man. Trump had a lot of stuff going on, Vito. I don't know if you remember that. There are a lot of people fucking with him all day, every day. Here's another tip for if you go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Say, I don't want any of the fat nurses. I know that you got good ones in the back that you save. Give me one of them.
All of this healthcare stuff. I read about a guy who jumped out of a ambulance on the highway because you know how they'll forcibly put you in an ambulance.
It's like $900.
Yeah. I think he was like passed out. He was like, he passed out because of an accident. He woke up in an ambulance. He went, oh God, oh God! Waited for him to slow down a little bit.
I can't afford this shit.
Yeah, hey.
Sutter, let's see. Here's one. Billing code, and they're all billing codes, by the way, representing complex cardiac procedures in a fragile patient that varied from $90,000 to $500,000. Kind of a big gap.
That's a big jump.
Where's all that money going?
It would be nice to know which hospital charged what.
LA tended to have, the highest variation in costs. The average price there for treating a breathing problem with a ventilator for less than 4 days ranged from $80,000 to $280,000. So, did we get, before everybody went in on COVID, was there any kind of like price thing?
I don't know. Yeah, that's the other thing. Are the ventilator prices cheaper now that everybody's getting them,
Somehow it doesn't work like that.
They're probably more expensive because they're all filled up, right?
Somehow, shouldn't the MRI machine just be running all day? It's not full of juice, like magnetic juice, gas in there that needs to be, it's not like mercury that needs to be, it's like a fucking television. You run televisions at Best Buy all day. Yeah. They don't go bad. The MRI machine could just run in there all fucking day. It doesn't need to be $1 million a run or whatever it is. Here's one in Texas, $160,000 for a joint replacement that was on average $12,000 at other hospitals.
What a disparity.
Here's a quote from one of the hospitals. We understand the cost of. I got this from this girl. I didn't write her name down.
She did all this research for me, and
whatever. Yeah. She's hot. She doesn't need fucking my credit.
Right.
Hot nurse. Okay. You don't need this audience, sweetheart. Here's what one of the hospitals said. We understand the cost of healthcare can be complex. Yeah, because you guys are doing it.
Right.
New guidelines established by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services require us to publish our negotiated rates with payers for services provided. We haven't invested our resources into this because it provides something that will only be useful to our competitors, other hospitals.
Yeah.
So they don't want other hospitals getting a jump on their. Do you see the sickness?
I want to, you know how disgusting it is to have doctors go, well, I don't want my competitors. You mean other doctors trying to save people's lives? Do you really have to use the word competitors? How about other health providers?
That's much worse.
And I want to help them out so we can charge as little as possible and help out as many Americans as we can. So I was like, hey, we gotta make a buck here.
You know it's not the doctors.
As much as possible.
You know it's not the doctors because they're getting paid enough.
Right.
They're rich as fuck. They got hot wives. They're fucking nurses. The administrators.
Investors.
That's who talks like this.
Owners.
We aren't in it for them.
They're competitors.
That's their yeah. We're in it for you.
Fuck you. God damn it, man.
And believe you deserve to know what's important to your personal situation. That's why we remain dedicated to keeping prices low for you. That's like worse than I think if you put that on a used car, you'd go to jail. So I went there to that site to check on this to see if it was legit, and they had a price estimator button.
Oh.
I fucking clicked on it. 404. I click here to estimate here. Clicked on it.
Yeah.
Dead link. I was like, you.
Oh, we put the button up. We didn't say it would go anywhere. That's not part of the law.
Vito, that's my problem.
Seems
Let me
like
read it
quite a
again. Let me read it again. Hospital price transparency non-compliance.
It's a long title.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
What's the acronym for that?
HPTNC.
HPTNC.
You gotta say the whole thing though.
Yeah, I know.
Go ahead.
Well, what am I going into my problem here?
Mm-hmm.
So there's this video I saw. This is what inspired my problem. I don't know if you saw this video. I don't know how interesting it is, but let's just watch it. It's a minute.
Watch it? All right.
This is a teacher in California talking about something that's been going on in her classroom, I guess.
A rape?
Yes, it's a rape, Dick. My problem is rape. No.
Okay, here you go.
Okay, so during third period, we have announcements, and they do the Pledge of Allegiance. I always tell my class, stand if you feel like it, don't stand if you feel like it, say the words if you want, don't have to say the words. So my class decided to stand but not say the words. Totally fine. Except for the fact that my room does not have a flag. It used to be there, but I took it down during COVID because it made me uncomfortable. And I packed it away and I don't know where, and I haven't found it yet. But my kid today goes, hey, it's kind of weird that we just stand and then, we say it to nothing. And I'm like, oh, well, I gotta find it. Like, I'm working on it. I got you. In the meantime, I tell this kid, we do have a flag in the class that you can pledge your allegiance to. And he looks around, he goes, oh, that one?
Oh, the gay.
Okay, so during third period, we have announcements.
It was on backwards. It was on backwards. The trans stuff was going the wrong way.
Might be
you stupid bitch. Oh, she's got
filmed it backwards, I think.
You're right. Excuse
now,
me.
maybe she undermines my point because I think a lot of people
I take back the stupid, not the bitch.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. A lot of people are coming down on her for having her students pledge allegiance to the pride flag.
Yeah.
Not having the American flag displayed in her classroom.
Right.
And she has actually been removed from her classroom due to this controversy. Which
that sucks.
I frankly have to say, I don't agree with.
Yeah.
Why? Because the Pledge of Allegiance is a problem. My problem is the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let me know if you want a drum roll next time you do that.
I should drum roll it next time. Here's the thing about the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm a big believer in patriotism. I do believe in it.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Why?
I understand you want to instill some nationalism in your students. You want to make them care about. You want to give them the history of the land they belong, because then they want to do good within that country. You want
what's patriotism?
I think it's an interest in wanting to better your country and wanting to support your country.
It's interesting to me that you say you're just behind patriotism and you don't have a really clear definition of it, because I would not say I'm behind patriotism.
Do you not but you like America?
No.
You don't like America?
America is defined
America
by...
better than other countries?
Depends who you are. If you're me,
yeah.
no. I would probably be doing better in communist China.
Well, regardless, see, I think you're on board for
Well,
this
I mean,
problem.
the American government,
Yeah.
no, absolutely hate, despise.
Sure.
Can't stand them.
But the spirit of America, the American people, the American way of life,
I don't know.
culture.
I don't know.
You like that culture. You couldn't get away with half the shit you're doing here in another country.
That's true.
You go to Germany, they're going to lock you up for saying anything.
That's true.
Yeah.
Although at one point Germany also, you get away with quite a lot.
Yeah, they got away with some things. I think we might get into some of that later. The point is, even regardless of where you stand on patriotism or its importance to, teach children about, loving your country and the people around you, I think the Pledge of Allegiance is not the way to do it. It's a weird custom.
Oh yeah, it's
a very weird custom. I want to see if you know some of the history of the Pledge of Allegiance, because I looked into this. It's very weird.
Okay.
Original pledge was written by Francis Bellamy, a Baptist minister and Christian socialist. The Pledge of Allegiance was written by a socialist.
When?
In 1892, September 8th. It was published in the children's magazine, The Youth Companion.
Socialist? That's the craziest part.
It's very weird.
Now I
Isn't that
gotta,
weird?
now I gotta actually look at it and go like, wait a minute.
We're all pledging to a socialist pledge.
Creed.
Yeah.
Like a brainwashing chant that, because I fucking hate the pledge. I've always hated it.
It makes no sense. The idea, I mean, you stand all the kids up and they say it over and over. I'm a believer that if you force somebody to do something, they resent it. I think the pledge has the opposite effect. You eventually treat it like, I got to stand and do this stupid thing.
Even if you made me get a blowjob, I'm like, well, I don't know.
You don't like it. You eventually start to resent it. So this was in 1892. It was actually part of the National Public School celebration of Columbus Day, who we all know is a beloved figure who tortured and
now that's
murdered.
America I can get behind.
I don't know.
What's up, motherfuckers? I'm Italian. I'm a stallion. All you bitches under 12 are gonna find out the hard way.
Oh God, he killed so many. The original pledge was
they were coming to kill him first.
Oh, they were coming at him and his boat that he had to travel all the way to them.
Yeah.
They were going to swim across the Atlantic.
They're like, this fucking boat? Check this shit out. We don't know how to build boats like that. Let's take it.
Okay. I don't...
Like the Taliban.
This is some historical revisionism I don't know if I could stand behind. Here's the other thing. The original pledge was short, to the point. I pledge allegiance to
Israel, period.
To my flag and the republic for which it stands, one nation indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Simple.
Okay.
He wanted it to be 15 seconds long.
Yeah.
He also originally wanted to use the word equality, but decided against it, noting that the state superintendents of education were against equality for women and African Americans. Why is everything in this country weirdly racist all the time?
Now you're talking about America. Again, it depends what you mean by America.
I wanted to put equality in there, but then people might have thought blacks were a part of America. So not only does it have weird history, but they just keep adding stupid shit to it. 1923, they said, can't just be my flag.
So this is like the original pride flag?
Yeah, this is the original. It is, really, it is. Just a bunch of different special interest groups stepping in and constantly making it more complicated. So originally it was... I pledge allegiance to my flag.
Soon it's going to be I pledge allegiance to my flag.
I pledge allegiance to all the flags of America.
That woman tried to make it I pledge allegiance to the... I can't say the
flag,
joke.
Yeah.
No, the F.
Oh, the F. Yeah. What do you call it? Originally, it was just my flag, but then they're like, well, then the immigrants, they come in, they got their own flag. We have to specifically say to the flag of the United States.
Oh,
and they
my God.
Oh, we got to go a little further. It's got to be to the United States of America. Like, if you look through the list of years, they're just constantly adding more bullshit to it.
Okay. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America. And they had to add more,
and to the country for which it stands, blah, blah, one nation. And I don't know if you know this. This is a thing. During the Cold War era...
This is the part I knew.
You knew this. During the Cold War era, the godless communists, we wanted to stand against them, so we had to add under God to the pledge in 1954.
I didn't know it. I take that back.
You did not know that
I didn't know that's how God... I thought the whole thing started because of the Cold War. And that's when they started requiring kids to...
Right.
I didn't know they added God to it.
In 1954.
To stop communism.
To stop the communists. This was President Eisenhower, who had been baptized as a Presbyterian just a year before. and signed into law that under God would be added and it would be mandatory in schools.
Couldn't figure out this hospital pricing stuff, but they got God in the...
Well, we got enough fucking words in this to declare your love of whatever the fuck. The other thing is...
They got God in the mouth of every kid in America, though.
That's the weird thing, is that under God is probably the most challenged part of the pledge, right? Because it's in all the schools. You're talking about God. It's a little weird. And
it's all fucking weird.
It's very weird. And the Supreme Court keeps saying, well, it's not really about religion. You know, it's just a patriotic thing to say under God. It's a patriotism thing. Here's what Eisenhower said.
That's not the point.
Well, Eisenhower clearly believed, he said, from this day forward in 1954, millions of school children will daily proclaim in every city and town, every village and rural schoolhouse, the dedication of our nation and our people to the Almighty. We are reaffirming the transcendence of religious faith and constantly strengthening those spiritual weapons, which are forever our country's most powerful resource. This is a weird religious thing. It's not even a patriotic
America, bro. Yes, that's America. A bunch of
all America.
It's a Christian nation. It's half full of people who like that.
Yeah.
They hear it and it's like, yeah, that makes my dick hard. Tell me more about that. Tell me again. Tell me to me again.
I mean, it's a
and
group.
Do it in like a robe. And do it on a stand.
On a pedestal and lecture everybody.
That makes in a big building.
I mean, the whole idea of... it's America. We're all about freedom. But a bunch of guys are like, I can force a bunch of kids to say a weird thing that affirms my specific beliefs and what America should be every single fucking day of their lives. Well, yeah, let's do that. Let's sign that. That's a law in like a bunch of different states that, we're going to recite the pledge every fucking day.
Well, I said it every day.
It makes no sense. Yeah.
Did you? And when you were in school?
No, I was in Massachusetts. We're liberals. I don't know if they have a law.
I was in California.
Yeah, I know. It's weird that in California. I don't know if Massachusetts, if they have the law and my school just ignored it.
Really? You didn't have to grow. You didn't grow up saying it?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God, we did. It was weird every fucking day.
Yeah, we
especially when you start getting erections.
And once they get to that under God part. Like
no, as a kid.
Oh,
you have
just in general?
Yeah, because every once in a while you might have an erection. You're like, oh, fucking great.
No, I thought you were getting turned on by the pledge and all that,
thinking about Eisenhower.
Patriotism. Yeah, Eisenhower and just getting everything up inside.
You just got to lock eyes with every girl in your class. Eyes on the fucking flag. No erections happening over here. Get your eyes on the fucking flag, you bitch.
The thing is that not only is
it's not for you.
Weird and creepy to force kids to say this thing, but people just take it way too seriously. Okay, the Supreme Court.
Oh, the Pledge of Allegiance? Yeah, they do take it pretty
don't, though. Why? You know that it's not that important. You know this. You know that forcing these kids to say it is not that important. Just
yes, but it...
Why?
It is for the same reason that you couldn't define what you think is patriotism. Like hold on. You think patriotism is good, and you can't tell me why. Those fucking people have the exact same emotion. They're like, well, we just gotta go.
Yeah.
And we gotta get behind this. It's like, well, what is this? Like if you can't tell me what this is, I don't know if you should be shoving so hard over there, Cletus.
Yeah. I would challenge that. I think
Pat Tillman. I don't know if you're ready to pledge to this one, buddy. Why don't you go back to the NFL?
I can define what patriotism is to me, though. It's just if you have pride in your country, it gives you like a motivation to better your country.
Who cares?
Because then it makes it better for everybody. You don't want America to be better. You just want it to be.
No, actually, I think that America is best when everyone is as selfish as possible.
I don't agree with that.
Oh yeah,
no.
I think a system is defined with no inefficiencies is the most perfect it could be.
I think selfishness leads us to a lot of problems, like not wanting to publish the prices of hospital bills. I think that's a very selfish thing that the hospitals are doing.
No, because selfishness would say, that $300 is the problem. Like you guys should be killed.
Yeah, I
for
think
this, not $300.
I think you're undermining your own point. Point is, people take it too seriously. But the Supreme Court has said, well, we can't force kids to say it if you don't want to say it. You can sit down, you can ignore it. But these schools, they go nuts. In 2017, a 7-year-old in Indiana was dragged to the principal's office and forced to practice reciting the pledge as he was in tears, sobbing. In 2018, a 17-year-old black girl was expelled.
In 2001, he flew a jetliner into the World Trade Center.
Who did?
That kid that you just talked about.
He did that.
with a bunch of Saudi Arabia passports to sink America into a 20-year. He said this will show him.
If only he had pledged the flag, he would have loved America too much to do that horrible thing. In 2019, a 6th grader in New Jersey was arrested after refusing to leave the classroom after a teacher berated them for refusing to stand for the pledge. Had to arrest them for
this is like
their ground.
You know what's funny? So what year was that?
That was in 2019, not that long ago.
Oh, I thought, what was the earliest one you had?
These are all recent, 2017, but this has been going on since forever.
So basically, like, you grow up with it, and then you have to keep having the same argument with, like, athletes. It's their 30s, and then in our 40s, do we have to, like, do it again? Do we have to have the same fucking argument again? Probably. I'm sure I'll find out very soon how that argument manifests in your 40s.
I think this is the most important part, though. One of the biggest objections of the pledge is obviously small children in schools, 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
They don't really understand what they're saying, right?
No.
So in a way, you might say, how can they give their consent to recite the Pledge of Allegiance?
You're saying it's raping kids?
It's basically...
Yeah, it is.
It's the same thing as raping children. They in the same way they can't process sexuality
it's the same.
And they can't consent to sex, how can you say that they have the mental faculty to understand something as abstract and complex as a pledge to your nation state?
Yeah.
Is that not a gross violation of their rights, the same way holding them down and doing horrible things to them is?
Be careful. You had me up until you started describing it, and then the problem is you didn't describe it enough.
Yeah.
If you had gone
all the way.
Yeah, if you'd gone very graphic in describing raping kids, it would have been funny, but you stopped halfway through, like when Homer tries to jump the gorge and fell down.
Went all the way down. Point is, Dick, I think patriots like myself and rabble-rousers like you can agree.
Oh, I fit in your binary patriotism system?
Yes, there is. People who love and people who hate. But together, I think we can agree that the Pledge of Allegiance is the biggest problem in the universe.
It is a problem.
It is a problem. It's causing more harm than I think good.
We just need to pack more stuff in it.
We got to
pledge allegiance
to
the United States of abortions,
to the Space Force, to the Navy and the Marines, and every god
under God.
Yeah.
And his meekness.
Right.
And her under God, who he or she.
Right.
See.
And every gender I pledge to uphold, and God President Biden and his ice cream socials, which I deeply respect from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, America. Thank you, the world.
Good night. I can't believe it's been here for so long.
The pledge? Yeah, 1893.
So it's right before radio.
Written by a socialist.
Right? What happened in the 18... That's right before flight... It's right before the radio.
What was flight?
1904, 1905 or something like that. What happened then that made them think we got to start indoctrinating kids?
I mean, that guy who originally came up with it, he really was like diehard on like...
Bro, because...
Like I said, it was tied in with this Columbus Day celebration. I don't know where it all came from, but all at once.
Follow this logic.
Yeah.
Civil War ends in 1865.
That was part of it, yeah.
And people, fucking boomers did it.
Yeah.
Boomers, veterans out of the Civil War said we got to link everybody together and brainwash. There's too much strife. Hell on wheels.
We're still fighting
Colm Meaney.
Yeah.
Still happening. We got to start brainwashing these kids now.
And they did. They instilled a nationalist spirit in the youth of America, who all loved Christopher Columbus. And like, man,
why do you keep saying Christopher Columbus like it's a bad? What are you
it's
like?
Not good.
What do you think he's? Why?
Because
what's wrong with Christopher Columbus?
Columbus was an invention, basically. Like nobody cared about Christopher Columbus until they decided. It was the Italian American community who said, we want a great Italian American figure. We're going to promote Columbus as the father of America. But it's all invented. It's not really.
What do you mean? He came over here, wiped a bunch of Indians out. He came back and said, check it out. There's America that...
But he didn't touch the United States of America. He was in like South America.
Well, he figured out that there was stuff going on over here that could be looted and raped and pillaged.
The Vikings found America. I mean, we already had people living here.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, the Native Americans, motherfucker.
We, that's not, first of all,
What do you mean
I
not
can
we?
say we. I am allowed to say we were living here. You came and raped us.
I consider
and took
myself
our beans.
a child of the human race. We are
No, you
all
don't.
part of the same intricate organism.
Didn't he come over and say, like, all right, what? Let's take this shit. Everybody,
Yeah.
come on. He's the guy that got there and was like, all right, now everybody come on over.
The rest of us said, hey, man, come on, don't be so mean about it.
I can't believe
Me and my Native
descendants.
American brothers.
Yeah, descendants of Christopher Columbus and Native Americans are arguing the opposite.
We are arguing the opposite.
Because we were very bloodthirsty people.
I mean, I'm not going to say the Native Americans were perfect. That's another erasure of the myth of the noble savage. You ever heard that term?
That sounds racist.
Well, it was the idea that all the Native Americans did was, sit around and smoke peace pipes and love the land.
No.
It's like, no, dude, they were raiding the shit out of each other and murdering each other upside down.
Worshipping child-eating serpents and gods
the
that invade
fucking,
your dreams and
right,
playing
right.
football with people's
The
heads.
Mayans.
Fucking cutting. We knew that sacrifice shit didn't even work. We still did it anyway. Just for
we
fun.
knew it didn't work. We're like, our crops are fucked. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
let's
this
kill
shit's not
some
going to work,
kids.
but whatever. It blows off some steam,
Kick
gives
their head
people
down
something
the
to do.
steps of the temple.
When I walked up one of those, the temples
Yeah?
where they cut people's. Yeah, it was scary.
How big are they?
Tall.
look
But it's like
tall.
45 degrees.
I was gonna say it's
Like
probably
you're used to
pretty-
going upstairs at like
Yeah.
30, but at 45, it's like, whoa.
I would get too much. I don't even think I could climb that. I get vertigo easily.
They don't let you anymore because somebody
Yeah.
fell.
I would imagine. Yeah.
I don't think it's recorded. Shame. They should have had they should have had a GoPro on those like every single step.
You ever
to
see the?
get the bump.
You ever see the video of the guy who jumped off the what do you call it, Hoover Dam?
No.
Oh, that's a great video.
So me and my sister and my dad go walking up this sacrificial, whatever it is, the
Yeah.
stupid pyramids there.
Yeah.
And me and my sister immediately like, oh fuck, this is kind of this is sketchy, right? This is scary. My dad showing off. This is one of me and my sister's happiest shared memories. My dad acting like a jackass just goes, doop. Dude takes off like, oh, you
Up
guys
the
are pussies.
pyramid?
No, he
Oh.
starts walking up the thing like, you guys are total pussies. What are you scared about? A little stairs? And then about 20, we just had our hands. It's even like the first 10 feet is
Yeah.
terrifying. About 20 feet later, we've just been crawling slow and steady like turtles the whole time,
right.
and he's going grabbing onto the edge and.
Like trying not to lose his balance.
So he got 15 feet up and then got hit with vertigo. We're like, oh, you motherfucker.
Yeah, you're
Fuck
fucked now.
you.
Going up, I think, would be easier. Coming down, just looking down that thing must be.
Oh, yeah, it's scary.
Yeah.
You can't do it anymore. Okay. My next problem is simulation theory.
Oh, I know this.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, remarkably, everyone can understand this totally advanced sci-fi concept of
Right.
what if we were what if there was a computer? I saw this movie Free Guy pop up on the
yeah.
thing, and it said the world is a simulation. Oh my god, I can't fucking when is this going to be over? When is this stupid simulation theory gonna Vito, have you ever imagined
Yeah.
what if we're all in a computer? What if it's a computer? What if reality is a computer, man?
Yeah.
Oh, like subatomic particles that are like exist probabilistically, having interactions where they manifest into physical reality, like that? No, like a video game, like that. Like if it's like a computer,
Yeah.
fucking kill me.
You don't
This
like
is the
it.
worst. I hate it. And it's given us guys like Elon Musk and Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
That's why those guys are famous, because
I don't
we're
think
on a
that's-
fucking
I don't know if that's
computer,
why
man.
they're famous, but they do put forward that idea.
What if we're in a computer? What is the fucking difference?
I don't know. It's interesting to
Why is it
contemplate.
interesting? Why? Why is it interesting if we're a computer? Why am I immune to this one?
For the same reason that everyone has speculated about the origins of the universe since the dawn of humanity.
No one has. They
No
just
one
go
has.
like, oh gosh, I wonder what happened. Duh, I don't know. Like my dog sits around going, I wonder where he went.
No.
I don't
They
know.
didn't go, duh. I don't know. They established giant fucking temples that you kick people's heads down. They definitely came up with some theories and ran with them.
What if we're in a video game?
Matrix 4 comes out next year.
Anything could happen.
Well, I don't know if that's part of it.
Yeah, it is.
Well, what did you look up simulation
lazy
theory?
and stupid. Yeah. I think I've heard enough. If enough lazy and stupid people like it, I don't think it's that people. Complicated.
Elon Musk is lazy and stupid?
Yes.
Okay.
I printed something out about it. Where it's from.
Oh, fuck, I forgot my picture from the pledge.
We can put it up.
We'll go back. By the way, I did have to mention that the pledge used to be associated with this. Can you control plus on that?
No, I can do a control mouse wheel move.
I did need to mention that the pledge was originally accompanied by...
Did the Nazis have a pledge? There's people doing Roman there's little kids doing Roman salutes. Look at this kid lazing into it. See the girls? You see the girls are like this, and he's like, oh, fucking come on, man.
See, that's just part of how I'm sorry to interrupt your problem, but for some reason, I was like, oh, he's got sources. What if we were in
a simulation?
Yeah, well, then these kids are all just computer constructs.
What would you do in a simulation? Would you break up with your girlfriend? Oh,
I like the idea. I like the idea of living in a simulation. I think that's a good thought.
Why?
Because it means God's a programmer. You know, he's
that's exactly the same as though. What is the difference from going? We live in a computer versus we live in a magical box. That's oh, wow. What's God? He's like, oh, he's into all these. God is the simulation theory posits that God is way less sophisticated than what God would have to be to create the substance of whatever this is.
But
it's like a dumber version of God. But here's my problem with it. People are so dumb and entitled that they dumbed down God to fit a computer. God doesn't need to have created everything and have everything has to be complicated. God sits at a fucking terminal, a neck beard, and cranks out code. That's it. The actual structure of the universe is too complicated. We had to dumb him down, so it's interesting. That's my problem with it.
I think it's more that you can identify more with a God when you understand his motives. Where it's like, oh, he's running an experiment to figure out certain things about his own universe. I like knowing that God has a purpose other than just like, I made this thing and sometimes I kill people with cancer for no reason.
So we're like an experiment. It's easier to take reality. It's like a cope for reality.
I kind of accept simulation theory on some level because they say that our universe, has certain limits. That if you were to run a finite experiment, that's how you would design it.
What makes you say that?
The expanse of matter and the edges of the universe and whatever else. I mean, that's what they say. Okay. And I also think if you were a programmer and you had your Sims family of billions of people, you'd go, it's a couple points of data for once my experiment's over to just transfer them over to an eternal afterlife. Okay. You know,
is it easier to believe in heaven if it's a computer? Is that what it is?
I think it is easier to believe in heaven.
We got too smart for everything being magic and angels and shit, so now it's a computer.
I think if it's like a guy, I mean, you want God to be like in your own image, right? That's the whole reason we invented Jesus.
No, definitely not.
To be an insane alien that you can't understand his motivations at all, and he probably doesn't give a shit about you in any way.
I don't want God to be wondering whether or not he should pay my vet bill for $1,000 and kind of regretting it. I don't want God to go like, well, maybe I could have got away. She could have coughed for another week and a half. Where's it going to happen? She dies.
So you're assuming it's a programmer in like a shitty, work terminal. I like to imagine like
I think non-programmers like the idea that God's a programmer.
I think it's like an ethereal being made of pure light and energy who's, running little simulations, and he puts a couple lines of code in there to, send you over to a universe with no cancer, no hate, no vet bills, no Pledge of Allegiance.
Nick Bostrom, the philosopher who stumbled upon this philosophical abortion, who reasoned compellingly that given our own proficiency with computers and virtual reality, one of the following propositions must be true. 1, the human species is very likely to go extinct before reaching a post-human stage.
Yikes.
It's based on nothing. It's just something a guy said.
We're pretty good at destroying ourselves. We're really good at it.
Why would you say that? It's where the population only goes up and gets fatter. At what evidence is there that we're destroying ourselves?
We're always on the press. I mean, if anybody chooses to press the nuclear button or whatever else, it can all come undone in a second. We haven't even made it to Mars yet. Space colonies.
And then what?
And then
you don't think anything bad can happen on Mars?
I'm saying at least we got a second planet where the first one gets fucked. We can be like, all right, well, at least we got another one of these. Moon bases, we need it all. Man needs to go to the stars.
Any post-human civilization is extremely unlikely to run a significant number of simulations of their evolutionary history.
Oh, there you go.
So they're running a computer.
Right.
Right?
Right.
How do you know you're not just thinking about it? Oh man, look, I'm thinking about Columbus coming over. What if that was real? Whoa! Right? They took up something that's a child should find entertaining and made it palatable for a bunch of lazy, retarded assholes who don't want to actually learn about something. They just want to fucking imagine it like Super Grover and think that it's smart. Like it's not learning about anything. Yeah. It's just fucking imagining it. It's like, what if Sesame Street was real?
Though. That's every religion. Your problem is just religion.
No, this one is too. How is this different? One up its own ass
because it's more pathetic than every
it's
religion.
Worse.
Is pathetic. It's not worse. It's exactly the same as any other one.
What?
If anything, it's a little better because at least it's based on like some small amount of data.
No, it's not.
Some small amount of theorizing. Okay, what if, you're going to run an experiment? What are the conditions you would set on that universe to make the experiment useful?
You know what?
It has some amount of logic to it.
You ever, like Dungeons and Dragons and magic and stuff?
Right.
You know what happens when morons get interested in that stuff?
It starts to suck.
They ruin it.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get morons
ruining religion.
Interested in science.
Oh, in science.
They come over and say, well, what if God is a program? And you say, get the fuck out of the computer lab. Get out. Go back to magic or Dungeons and Dragons and ruin their shit. Stay out of our stuff. That's my problem.
Fair
Simulation
enough.
Theory. I really hate it.
I think you're not giving it a fair shake. I think if you watch The Matrix a couple more times, you're going to come to terms.
Yeah.
Who is the one? Are we all the one?
Not me.
Take the red pill, as we say.
Your turn.
Escape the simulation. Dick, there's a lot of problems in the
Plato's
world.
cave. Whoa.
Whatever.
Look, there's shadows on the wall. What if those shadows think they're real?
Okay. All right.
What a fucking revolutionary concept. Packaged for idiots.
Let people believe in something, Dick. Something higher than themselves. A nation, perhaps.
Yeah.
A god. Or perhaps believing in a very stupid thing. I know you've been on the record to say you're not a fan of metaphors, right? Using metaphors to describe
metaphors
things.
are cancer.
Yeah. They're not good.
Get it?
Metaphors are because you made a metaphor. It did take me a second to get there. If you'd said metaphors are like a cancer, I would have got there quicker.
Similes are like cancer.
Is that a simile? I don't know. Yeah, that would be a simile. So my problem is, we have a current ongoing public health crisis, right?
Yeah.
There's ways to...
Obesity.
Yeah, that's the one. Everybody keeps coming at me with that. Everybody keeps going, you're fat. You're not allowed to have an opinion on this disease.
Are ya?
Give me... Okay, if you come up with a jab, a 2-point injection, that instantly I lose all this weight. Yeah, I'm on board.
No,
I'm on board
that's not
same way.
That's not how a vaccine works.
Well, it's...
You could have a protein shake every night. That could be your booster.
I'm going to lose this problem now because I'm going into it the wrong way. You're trying to sabotage me by getting me off topic. Point is, there's ways to describe this ongoing thing.
Would you take a vaccine that the food made you sick?
No.
What do you mean, no?
If the food makes you sick?
If the thought of food made you,
all
physically
food
ill.
Or like unhealthy food?
All food.
Well, then you wouldn't eat anything.
Well, then you'd force yourself to eat to survive.
Yeah, but then you'd be miserable.
So you wouldn't take...
I'm not miserable taking the vaccine. It hasn't affected me negatively in any way.
I'm just asking.
Okay, well, no, I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
There's other ways to lose it healthily.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I've been doing some fasting. It's working out.
Have you?
Yeah.
Are you working out?
A little bit. I'm trying to get back on it.
What kind of workouts are you doing?
I have like an exercise bike. I have trouble staying focused on it. Like I have to do like an activity that's really gripping my attention.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'm like, I pay more attention to the bike than what's going on.
What about a Peloton? Where it's like a class that they engage with you.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Some people like those. I would want to try it, I think.
Yeah.
They're also really expensive.
Oh.
I get on the bike, I play like stupid rhythm games. I play the music games where you
I
gotta
didn't know you
tap the
could do
buttons.
that.
Well, no, it's just the PlayStation. I have my PlayStation set up in front of me. Yeah.
What about some weights?
I have some weights.
All right.
I got to get a better weight routine going. I have trouble
man.
I'm not good at keeping a schedule.
Yeah.
That's my biggest problem in life.
Yeah.
Do you keep a good schedule? Like you get up at the same time every morning, you know what you're
Yeah, I get up about 10.
Yeah.
My workout schedule is like a fucking Swiss watch, though. It has been for 20 years.
I have this thing where like I think they have a term. You know, like some people are naturally night owls in a way. I just feel like my brain does not function at full capacity until like I've been awake for like 6-8 hours, and then by that, but then like I feel like I can't cram everything. Once I get in the state where like I'm actually alert and active, I'm like, well, now I want to like work on my YouTube channel or whatever else.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And I'm like, oh well, I also got to work out, and I'm trying to cram.
If you don't have a
everything
schedule,
in.
then your eating's probably all fucked up.
Yeah,
I have a rigid.
I'm
eating
super.
schedule,
Yeah, I'm on a
too.
super fucked up. Like
I only eat at noon and 5.
Yeah.
That's it.
I lose track, and I'm like, oh, I'm hungry now, and then I'm like, I forget if I ate. I'm working on. I'm gonna get there.
All
man.
right.
I never claimed to be the Ultraman. I'm the part of the simulation that has to fail so the simulation works.
You didn't claim to be an Ultraman, but you're claiming that other people should be taking a vaccine.
Well, it's gonna make me better. My brain's getting stronger.
Okay.
Do you read these things that say if you what do you call it? If you get this, I don't know. We can just say COVID. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you get it, it's like your IQ goes down.
I mean, those studies are always so bogus when you follow them
Probably.
up, though. It's like, how the fuck? First of all, if we're going to start throwing IQ science around, I got a lot of race-based IQ studies that I would also like everyone to weigh in on. Like, I saw a lot of blue checks saying, like, look, your IQ could drop. Like, oh, that's funny. There's like a lot of IQ studies with bigger samples. What do you think about those?
You kind of just got to ignore that science.
I think being stressed about COVID might have tampered with people's IQ scores.
I am more scared of the effects of COVID than I am of a vaccine.
You should be.
That's crazy.
You should be.
Doesn't that? Well, I think I would suffer from COVID more than. I'm a big guy.
You have a risk factor.
Yeah, I have a bigger risk factor than you do.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm a vaccine cuck, and I'm proud of it.
I mean, everybody's very aggressive about it, but I don't know. I feel like you're kind of.
I think if you're a big fat loser, just get it. Because everybody who dies are like these 450-pound conservative radio hosts, and you're like, cocksucker, like,
you should have gotten
just get it. Like, you're the guy who should get it. If you're like a fucking like Joe Rogan got over it in a day, and you're like, he works out, he takes vitamins, he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you're a big dumb doofus loser, just get it.
Yeah.
I think you have a bet. If you had to roll the dice on your odds, I think you have better odds taking it. Less people are dying from that than of just their lungs filling with fluid. Let's get back on track.
Please.
You know what I would compare all of this to? It's a lot like World War II, Dick. No, it fucking isn't. My problem is World War II metaphors. Stop. We've been doing it for too long. We've got too many of them. They never work. Okay? And this public health crisis has brought out far too many. Dick, currently 3,000 Americans are dying to COVID every day. Did you know that's more than Pearl Harbor? Did you know that? Did you know? Pearl Harbor, only 2,400 people died. So it's kind of like COVID is our Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
January 21st, 2021. That was when the COVID death toll in the U.S. reached and exceeded 400,000 Americans. That's more than died in World War II. It's almost like COVID is our World War II. New York
That means so much to my grandpa who was served in World War II and who is dead.
Yeah.
That means so much.
It's very important to make these historical metaphors. You know, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, before he had to resign, was talking about the importance of ventilators in hospitals. He said, ventilators are to this war what bombs were to World War II. Ventilators, Dick, are World War II bombs. Okay, we're going a little too far.
You really molested that metaphor.
We're going. It goes on the other side too. Okay. Vaccine passports. Well, why don't you just stamp a concentration camp number on my arm?
Yeah.
People are going out protesting with the Star of David worn on their chest with unvaccinated inside the star. You want me to stay home? You want me to self-isolate? Why don't you just put me in a camp, buddy?
Yeah.
Stop it. There's too much of this. Look, we've been doing it forever. Everybody's Hitler. Everybody's a Nazi. Everything's a concentration camp.
Yeah.
Okay? There's other things that you can get. If you need a metaphor, I'm not even going to say you can't use metaphors, but you could come up with some other ones.
Like what?
Well, I've got a couple here. Do you need a war you need to compare things to? A horrible war where people died, Dick?
Yeah.
Perhaps why not reach to the Andalusian Rebellion? That, of course, occurred in China on December of 755 AD and lasted 8 years.
No.
That was the direct result of General Andalusian declaring himself emperor of northern China in defiance of the established Tang dynasty. Scholars say 36 million people died. Why is COVID not our Andalusian Rebellion? It's basically the same thing.
I don't know any of those guys, though.
Well, why not?
Sounds like they were
learn about 'em?
Chinese.
Oh, yeah. So it's not the same because Chinese people dying. Chinese people gave it to us, motherfucker. It should be Chinese people.
No, it's patriotic
it makes
to
way more
only.
sense.
If you're looking for, you should use like Infinity War.
Yeah.
As a reference to
No,
something.
because that's another problem, and we'll bring that in. We'll do Harry Potter metaphors another fucking time.
This is like
Marvel metaphor. Yeah, this is
like
just
when
like when Voldemort
the mentors.
fought fucking Thanos. Do you need a concentration camp metaphor?
Almost every day.
Every fucking day. Well, why not go to the little-known Cuban Holocaust during the Cuban Independence War of 1896? The Spanish were dealing with rebels in Cuba and decided to move all the Cubans into what they called reconcentration camps.
They concentrated them again?
Better. They reconcentrated them. It's like a double
Put their
concentration
ashes.
camp.
They took the ashes and made little figures out of them and then burned them again.
Pushed them all into the camp so the rebels could not hide among them. 500,000 Cubans, of which 30% died. That's 150,000 Cubans
a
died
lot.
in the reconcentration camps.
That's like 70 Pearl Harbors.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like forcing me to get a vaccine passport is the same as a Cuban Holocaust. It is our Cuban Holocaust, really.
You know what? You know what never fails to get a laugh?
What?
Me saying, like, this is worse than a concentration camp. Every time I say it, I've said that for my whole life.
Yeah.
And every time I say it, it gets a laugh. No matter who is.
Because everyone knows it's bogus. Everyone knows it's a bogus comparison, yet we keep saying this shit.
I say it all the time, though.
Well, now you have a different one to reach for. You go, this is worse than the Cuban reconcentration camps. Try it on for
try
size.
that.
See
I'll
how
try
it
it.
feels. You know what? You might intrigue some people to go, I haven't heard about this. Maybe it's time to learn a little history. Other historical events have happened other than World War II. Here's the big one, Dick. Do you need a Hitler? Do you need to compare certain world leaders to
I voted
a
for
Hitler?
Trump, remember? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that guy. Well, I would
need
say...
a Hitler!
Next time you feel like you need to refer to the Orange Man, why don't you say, well, that Trump's a real Idi Amin, president of Uganda from 1971, the butcher of Uganda. This cruel tyrant purged his perceived enemies, including ethnic groups, religious leaders, journalists, artists, judges, lawyers, and students. Killing the lawyers is okay. But
Or what if you're like, this is like when Hillary made all those guys in Benghazi die.
Yeah.
What about that? Or this is like when Biden abandoned all those dogs in Kabul.
That's a good
This is when
one.
Biden dropped his dogs.
Well, this is like we got to come up with a real term for that, like the dog abandonment.
Dude,
the dog holocaust. The dogacost. Yeah.
No bullshit. When the Taliban said they're collecting people's guns, my first thought was, thank God we don't have to say that's what Nazi Germany did anymore. We can just say, the Taliban did that too.
Yeah.
That's like the Taliban's
did think it. You said.
Yeah.
We can now update these outdated, ridiculous 80-year-old references.
I hate it when Gina Carino
said this is just like the lead up to the Holocaust.
I thought
the way you're treating Republicans.
Yeah, and then she got kicked off, whatever.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Right.
I thought that's good. Not because of like freedom of speech, but just because like that's so dumb. It's such a dumb thing to say. Like anything Holocaust, 1984, like anything like that. It just fills me with revolt. Like it offends me. Maybe that's how like hearing the N-word feels to people. It's like
I've had people try to defend what she said, and I'm like, no, dude, you got to put it in context. First of all, Jews are Jewishness, whatever you want to call it.
No, it's
terrible.
annoying.
It's super annoying, but it's also just incorrect.
Well,
It's incorrect.
yeah.
And it is lazy. It's
it's
super
all-
lazy.
yeah.
It's lazy.
It's all
It goes
incorrect.
the same way with that Pedro Pascal, who's another Star Wars actor, and he goes, you see these kids in cages? Here's some Jewish kids in cages. Puts the two things next to each other.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, it's the same. It's the exact same.
It's like the Maxell commercial. Every time someone makes a Holocaust, whoa, man, no way.
Your mind is completely blown. By
Are we
these
in a simulation?
incredible
My mind is blown. Same people.
Idi Amin did kill 500,000 people. Again,
pretty good.
One of his nicknames was the Butcher of Uganda, but if you want another nickname, Black Hitler.
No, that now you're doing the same thing.
That is true. You're right.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I don't know, man.
Hitler
At
was
least it's
the
a little
white
updated.
Idi Amin.
Yeah. You might have a point. Black Hitler's a bad nickname.
Yeah, but I have a feeling like kind of downplaying the severity of the Holocaust, like it's not a go-to metaphor as anti-Semitic.
No.
Well, I'd like to see you take it up.
We know the Jews have suffered, and now
The most
out of anything ever.
Right. So you can't be supplanted by another metaphor,
No.
right?
Yes, you can. Look, I think the Jews are because the Jews are underserved by saying this public health crisis is exactly like the time we forced you all into camps and dropped a bunch of Zyklon B on you. I think that underserves them.
Yeah.
I think it cheapens the memory of these horrible events. So why? And if we're going to use any metaphor,
Whose memory?
At least move it
We're
along.
gonna. There's not going to be any people who have memories soon, right?
Well,
It'll just be like
it happened to your
stories.
grandma, and you feel bad
No,
about that. Great grandma.
Dead, definitely dead.
Not always.
You think there's
I guess there's-
110-year-old grandmas out there who remember the Holocaust?
Yeah, probably not at this
I think
point.
so.
No, there's not. I think there's a couple. Well, they still have Nazis that are alive, though. They're still hunting a couple
Like
Nazis.
Nick Fuentes? Is that your...
No.
They're
still
hunting Nazis?
Yeah, they still. I think they just pulled another guy who's like a
Who's hunting Nazis? Dog the Bounty
No,
Hunter?
he's like a 99-year-old guy who was. Let's see, how old would he be now? That would mean he was.
Well, however...
So he was 20 when he was in the. Because it's been 80 years, right?
Hold on. 1930... I only know the years of World War II because of Indiana Jones.
If he was 20 years old in 1945, he would be like 95 now.
55. He'd be 75.
Is that
95.
95.
So you're telling me they're hunting down a 95-year-old
Yeah,
Nazi?
They found a 95-year-old Nazi now.
Where'd they find him?
I don't know. Just hiding out
Was he
somewhere.
lost?
I'm saying
95.
And your grandma
There's
doesn't.
not a statute of limitations on the Holocaust?
Your grandma doesn't have to be alive for you to have known your grandma and known what she went through and still be insulted that people are insulting her memory.
Yeah.
It's a passing on that you're like, no,
East
come on.
Coast, West
This
Coast.
happened to my grandma.
I knew
she went
Tupac.
through a lot of stuff.
I'm offended by what
I
you're
knew
saying.
Tupac,
Yeah,
exactly.
I get
and
it.
you, sir, are no Tupac, as they say. That was a Kennedy line. I knew John F. Kennedy, and you, sir, are no John F. Kennedy.
Oh, is that what that's from? I didn't know that.
That's from there was a presidential debate where some guy was running for president. That was what undid him because he was a little too young to be running for president. He's like, "Well, I'm the same age John F. Kennedy was," and the other guy goes, "Sir, I knew John F. Kennedy. I served with John F. Kennedy. You, sir, are no John F. Kennedy." And the room went. That was the original.
And the New York Times said that was the Holocaust. That was the Pearl Harbor of
that was the please clap of its time. Look, I'm saying
I agree with you.
All war metaphors are stupid, but why not mix it up? Try a couple other wars. Try a couple other tragedies. Look up some. I know you've watched probably 100 World War II documentaries at this point. Why not try a couple other things?
Just make your point without having to make an appeal to the same education that everyone has. That's what annoys me most about the Daily Show. I remember having this feeling while watching the Daily Show very explicitly, which was all the references they're making only exist because we all had the same public school education. Right. What a shame. All of these references are just because we all had to go to a reference academy for 12 years and be primed to think jokes
Yeah.
from one person are funny across the entire nation. What a fucking travesty.
I get
this
bothered
is.
with that, and like the like literary and film canon is like for the longest time.
Yeah.
Everybody first of all, like biblical references. I got it. We watched that fucking Justice League. You're like, I know Superman's Jesus. Like
Yeah.
I get it at this point.
I get it.
Okay. Everybody's always referencing Paradise Lost. What do you call it? Dante's Inferno. You just see the same references crop up, and you're like, yeah, I also read that book. And then they go, it's just like 1984.
Just like 1984.
It's just
you
like
know what this is?
1984.
This is just like 1984. Like, no, it's not. It's not. The 50s were like 1984.
And I'm like, cocksucker,
this is
I don't
like
even think
hell.
you read that book. I think a lot of people have not read 1984.
No,
Did you
they
have to read
definitely-
1984 in school?
No, and if I had to have, I wouldn't have read it.
Yeah.
'Cause I didn't read any of that shit.
I didn't read any of them either. I just looked up
fudged through it.
Yeah, the fucking Cliff Notes.
Yeah.
Animal Farm was the one I think was big in high schools.
I didn't read that either.
Because that's easier for kids. They go, oh, talking animals. I'm into this.
I read John Grisham when I was a kid.
1984 has like sex in it, so they probably don't want to teach it to teenagers.
Does it?
Yeah, there's
that one sex scene.
him and that girl go above that dude's shop and they bang it out.
They bang. And then she gets fat.
Does she get fat?
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
that part of it?
Yeah, he runs into her later
Yeah.
after he confesses.
he's
Spoiler
like,
alert: that girl gets fat. It's the worst part of the book.
That's the biggest
It's the
spoiler.
Well-
the worst part of the book. Dick reads 1984 and he goes, well, the real moral here is you fall in love with a girl, you got to keep an eye on her weight because she'll let herself go.
No. That was the system did it to her.
The system did it.
They had the rats in his face,
Yeah.
and he said there's 4 lights or 5 lights or whatever one it is. And then he
they're like,
runs
"We're
into her
feeding
later.
cheesecakes and telling her it's a salad. And she's buying it.
She just got fat. She just got fat out of despondency. And it's like 2 sentences. And he goes, he shook her hand, and she had a little bit. It was a little bit thicker than he remembered. And I said,
Dick's greatest fear is
Yes,
not
that's the worst.
living in a totalitarian government. It's
well, I already do.
having to date a fat chick.
I already live in that.
Yeah.
So
at least your only escape from it is that you have a
I just felt for the guy
fat lady
in that moment.
I felt for the guy. You didn't feel any sympathy for him prior to that situation.
Well, he brought it up. So
he brought it up. Oh, that's a good one to end on right there.
okay. So what do we have?
Let's
shit!
see.
I gotta
You got
write mine
hospital
down.
nonsense.
Hospital price, transparency, non-compliance.
Yes.
What was yours?
Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge of Allegiance. Mine was simulation theory. And then yours,
World War II metaphors.
World War II metaphors. Go to biggestproblem.show to vote on these. I'll put it up right away. Go to patreon.com/biggestproblem to give us money so we can do this every week. I think it's $2,000 and we do this every week, something like that.
Yeah.
Just give us the money.
What's the lowest tier?
$5. The lowest and highest tier is $5. So if you throw in $5, no one's going to come in above you.
Yeah, you don't get to feel bad or anything else.
Yeah,
You can do custom pledges on Patreon if you really want to make it happen. But
if you really want
$5.
to come in with $100 or something like that,
Yeah.
so we could do the show every
and
week.
also we're gonna figure out some stuff we can put on there so that you can have a little bonus Patreon content.
If you have any ideas-
yeah, I was gonna say.
You did say.
I did say.
Okay, we're gonna do voicemails. Bye, everybody. Dan Quayle, they're saying.
Do we got any super chats we should check? I don't think we did.
I don't think we did either. The MTG challenge is on the table, Vito. Justin Sweat wants you to know that.
Yeah, send me the details again. I remember we talked
Send
about
Vito the details. Rich F. Vito thinks Big Bang Theory is also about science.
Never watched Big Bang Theory.
Man, that was the worst 2 years of my life was people telling you, you should watch Bazinga. You went to Caltech, you would like it. Yeah. Because it's totally like, that's what it's
Yeah,
about.
it's the same thing. Thank you, Rich F, for the $5 in the bucket.
That's it.
That does go towards our monthly total, by the way. We're calculating all that.
As long as you're calculating.
Yeah.
Okay. And then a fade out. Stop. I wish I could just jump into the voicemail, but I am too lazy. Here's the voicemail.
How many voicemails we got?
We got a bunch.
Wow.
Here we go.
Hey, what's up? This is Barry. Where's Barry? I'm a longtime fan of The Biggest Problem. I'm really enjoying the reboot. But Vito, how the fuck did you not know Dick talked about Chris Chan? His problem was deinstitutionalized. It fucking won. What the hell, man? Do everyone a favor. Before you guys record, just the day before, listen to the last episode.
Of the Dick
and
show?
Then the follow-up is really important.
Oh, because
that's a very important part of the show is the follow-up. Oh, and by the way, Buffalo Bill, it was implied that he was a woman. Yeah, the movies were a little subtler back then.
Yeah.
He
was a transvestite, though.
What do you think about the first part,
I don't know if transvestites consider themselves women. So what is he saying that I missed that you had talked about Chris Chan?
because I brought in deinstitutionalization.
And you had talked about Chris Chan as part of that.
Yeah.
And then on the next episode
you said, we talked about Chris Chan. You were all surprised about it. And I thought, I almost 5150'd you because I was like, do you have dementia? What's going on here? You don't remember that?
Hadn't there been 2 weeks between episodes?
Yeah.
2 weeks, you forget.
Which is why we should do it well, he didn't forget.
Whatever.
Okay.
You know the biggest problem in the universe? It's passive-aggressive people. Because for the most part, you don't even have to be aggressive, right? You don't have to, go out there and die on the shield and argue with everybody. But okay, example, right? I grew up with just me and my sister. And then about a couple years back, I move in with my dad and his new wife. Get 3 new brothers. Cool, whatever. Hanging out with the 3 new brothers. I commit some kind of social faux pas.
Yikes.
About 10 to 12 days later,
what's the big
I
deal,
am informed that I did something wrong.
What did you do?
Motherfucker, why does no one tell me?
No, this is the biggest problem. Guys who don't tell the whole story.
Beat around the bush.
You fucking... Okay.
Why is there this culture of if you have a problem with somebody, do not let them know that you have a problem. Tell it to everyone else. That way everyone hears this telephone game of a problem. Hey, did you hear John ate all the pretzels? And then it goes from John ate all the pretzels to John stole money out of my purse. And then from John stole money out of my purse,
John's a rapist.
John's a raging anti-Semite. It goes to this telephone game, so by the time you get to that 10th or 12th day, somebody comes over to you and goes, man, I got to talk to you. I heard some wild stuff. You're like, okay, well, what's going on? Let's talk. Hey, glad you decided to talk to me about it. What's happening? And then they go, yeah, dude.
True.
No.
You were the one.
I'll do it again.
That deployed nerve gas in Iraq. I just heard that the other day, 10, 12 days ago.
Syria.
You did that. It's like, well, I didn't do that. And then...
all right.
Yeah, I got it.
I
was going to say, maybe there should be a website where you can passively aggressively report what somebody did so they know that they did it, but they don't know who's reporting them.
Guy's really whiny. 3 minutes?
He was going a little long with I don't know about this 3 brothers situation. You got to tell us what you did.
It's like Brady Brunch, but he's all 3 women.
He's bearing
in one voicemail. He's
bearing the lead. I want to know.
He went from Cindy to Jan to Marcia in the same email.
He went Big Marcia.
The same voicemail.
Big Marcia.
Here's one about you. I don't know what this is about.
Hey guys.
Sounds amazing.
I just had a question. I was watching Vito's live stream from Las Vegas where he was doing a very drunk rendition of Zombie by the Cranberries with 20 people that I assume none were under 200 pounds. But I noticed in a weird way that Vito, for being a big guy, has somewhat skinny legs, and that kind of threw me off.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to know why that is, Vito. Why do you have skinny legs? For being such a huge asshole. All right, man. Have a great one, guys. Bye.
Yeah, I don't know. My legs are a point of contention for people.
Really? You've heard that before?
I don't know if it's the skinniness and also that they're very pale. Oh. Probably because I'm sitting at a desk all day, so where are they going to get a sun?
You got to slap a tanner under there.
Yeah.
Like a suntan machine.
I wear these shorts too, which I think are never long enough, and people are always just like, "Oh, why is he not wearing longer shorts?" I don't know. Every time I buy a pair of shorts, I don't look at them for too long.
No, here's why.
Yeah.
They're upset that you're not wearing a blue Dickies button-up shirt and a pair of khaki shorts, the standard fat guy uniform that every fat guy had. That's what and if you're not wearing that, they're very upset. Black shorts.
Yeah. I've always been a fan of comfort over style. Why? Why try to please anybody? What award am I going to win? I used to wear track pants to high school all the time, and people were like, well, "How come you don't buy a pair of jeans?" I'm like, "They're not comfortable. I like track pants."
No, track pants are great.
Track pants are so comfy.
Oh, dude.
And they would have that little stripe down the side that makes you look like you're faster because it's like a running stripe.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think I nailed karaoke, though I will say I'm better at singing Zombie when I go one key
low.
Yeah, well, they had the female pitch on the karaoke machine, but you can get the male pitch, which is a lot easier to hit those notes. I love that song. I have some karaoke go-tos.
What's your other karaoke go-to?
I have a bunch. I like Flagpole Sitta is always a crowd pleaser.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Harvey Danger.
Yeah.
Everlong is just a good one.
Okay.
Creep's a little too Radiohead. It's a little too much, though.
Too much. Because the verse sucks.
Yeah. It's a little too whiny, I think.
Yeah.
I do like that song, though.
I do all Bee Gees.
I gotta find somebody recorded the whole karaoke stream, dude. It was insane because you saw we were hanging out.
We haven't talked about that.
Yeah,
I saw this stream. I was like, fucking Andy Signore and Vito are in here with a bunch of whores singing karaoke. This is the fucking greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Why am I going to Chicago and go to WATP Live when I could be doing whores?
Dude, we should have a karaoke thing and get like a couple guys or whatever.
Whores.
We should get some whores.
Yeah.
You gotta talk to Cumstar, man. They'd probably sponsor your shit. Andy got sponsored by this. So Andy he was streaming talking about the OnlyFans thing.
Yeah.
And then this site called Cumstar shows up in his comments and like, hey, we're Cumstar. We're like a cryptocurrency for like, fuck OnlyFans. You can buy porn with crypto. And he's like, all right, fuck you. I don't care. And they're like, here's $100. And he's like, oh, well, I'm paying attention now. And they just got
Only
to talking.
who?
Only who? Yeah. And
where the fuck am
ended up
I?
paying for his whole Vegas suite for a week.
What?
Yeah.
Andy Signore talks about Britney Spears. I talk about guy shit, like women being fat.
That's what I'm saying.
Where the fuck's my money?
Talk to Cumstar.
What the fuck?
Dude, they bought him a suite in the fucking.
I know porn stars by name,
dude.
I can identify them by their tits.
They got him at the Bellagio too. It was like a nice.
Fuck off,
dude. And
he got a free suite at the Bellagio.
Got a free suite at the Bellagio, and they paid escorts, like 3 or 4 escorts a night, to come by and stream about movie shit. Every night.
Oh, really?
Dude, Signore was living the fucking life. I was like, wow, you really got a sweetheart deal here.
What the fuck?
You got to contact Cumstar, man. Cumstar. I got to
Signore
contact
is
Cumstar.
another.
He's a business maker, though. He's a smoozer. He gets all these fucking.
I heard him shouting at all the people on karaoke. I was like, yeah, that's classic, Andy.
Dude, Signore.
Okay, let's go. So what's the next song? Let's go. I mean, let's go. Are we going or what? Like, my God.
He's a producer, man. He produces all day long. You're like, dude,
I really like that
just
guy.
Hang out. Yeah. Well, he's a good businessman.
I like when he yells at people.
He should.
Even when he yells at me.
Dude,
awesome.
He yelled at me, and I was
great.
like, you don't understand. You're the producer. I'm talent. So, like, I can do whatever I want, and you just have to deal with it.
But you didn't say that to him.
No, we were joking on a stream, and I basically said, because we had the
basically
we had the girls coming over, right? And I was like, well, I have to shit, and Andy Signore's suite has 3 bathrooms.
Go to the lobby.
No, I'm not going to the lobby to take a shit. I just
shit in the suite with a bunch of whores coming over.
There yet? They didn't come for another 30 minutes.
Oh, you think your shit is going to be gone in 30 minutes?
He had fucking air spray. It did not matter.
It's going to smell like shit air spray.
We didn't. The bathroom was
shit Febreze.
Oh my God! There's like a fucking living room, and then like you go in. It was like all the way away.
Why would you risk it?
Who gives a shit?
Everyone and the whores. Everyone except, and you would too.
No,
once you got all that shit out of your head that you're thinking with. So what did you do?
I don't care if someone takes a shit. I really don't. It's a human bodily function.
But other people do.
Fuck them. I'm the talent. Deal with it.
You're gonna tell the whore? You're gonna tell the whores? Look, you guys got those tits all over the place, but I'm
they're also the talent.
So the co-talent.
Yeah, they're the co-talent. I can do whatever I want. You got to deal with it. That's how you got to be.
So where did you shit?
In one of the fucking toilets. I didn't shit on the floor.
But which one? Like a far away one?
It was, yeah.
You should have another room for shitting.
It was a second, whatever.
All right, last voicemail.
Hey, Dick, it's Sean from Arkansas. Just wanted to say that I think we really need to repeal the 19th Amendment, and I'm not looking forward to taking all those fucking Afghan refugees.
Well,
I love the show, though. Keep it up, man.
Which one's the 19th one?
The 19th one is the one that made drinking illegal. Don't you agree that we should repeal the 19th?
We should bring it back.
No, that was the one that made it illegal.
Yeah.
So don't you think we should repeal the 19th Amendment?
Has it not already been repealed?
No. They just started drinking again.
Really?
We never officially repealed the 19th Amendment. So don't you think that we should repeal the 19th Amendment?
I feel like you're tricking me. You're definitely tricking me.
It's women's right to vote.
You motherfucker.
Women's right to vote.
I fucking figured it out. You want this? Yeah, I got it. Because I go, yes, we should repeal the. Oh, you cocksucker. You almost got me. I was like, no.
Okay, goodbye, everyone.
Thanks for coming by.
Biggest problem.show. Bye.